The clock is ticking as my wife prepares to deliver our second child. And the craziest thing is that she wants an unmedicated home birth. If that wasn't enough, in the midst of all of this, we decided to give our daughter a much-needed bedroom makeover.
Look how decayed that is. You can see the brick on the outside of the house.
So with limited time and money, will we meet this deadline, or will the due date stop everything in its tracks?
I give up. Never mind. I quit. I
guess you'll have to find out as we continue to turn this house into a home, one room at a time.
In order to create our daughter's dream bedroom, we had to get inspired. Here are a few images that we felt captured her personality the best. From there, we went about designing a mood board. Our daughter is very social and energetic, and she loves color. So we're going for a bright, girly, bohemian feel in the room. Finally, we created a bedroom essentials checklist to help us stay focused and on schedule. So now we're ready to get this started.
In today's video, we are making some shelves for our daughter's bedroom. For our inspiration, we used Pinterest, and yes, we looked at a lot of images. After finding our style that we liked, now it's on to the point of creating these shelves. But before we actually start the process of creating, we have to figure out how many shelves do we actually need. Eventually, we landed on needing 4 shelves. To me, creating kids' bookshelves seemed pretty easy and straightforward. You have a back, 2 sides, and a bottom, and also a rod that goes across the front, so you know the books don't fall off. As you see, we want the rod to be inset into the sides of the bookshelves. Having it inserted like this gives it more stability for the bookshelves. After we figure out our depth, now it's time to assemble this bookshelf together. So I gotta be real with you guys. You know how I said it was gonna be straightforward? Well, it wasn't really like that, okay? And I said I was gonna regret it, and I think I'll regret it a little bit. This was a little bit more complicated than I thought. You know, we didn't know if we wanted the thicker piece of the bookshelf to be on the bottom or the back. And we were going back and forth talking about this, and eventually I think we landed on having the thinner piece of plywood to be on the back and then the thicker piece to be on the bottom to give it more stability and sturdiness for these books. Finally, we made it to the point of assembling the bookshelf. So we are doing it for real now, okay? There's no playing around. What we're doing is attaching the 2 side pieces to the bottom piece, and we're applying wood glue to it, and then we are brad nailing it together because we want to make sure this thing is not going to fall apart at all. After brad nailing it, we are applying some sawdust and some glue in between the gaps and crevices of this bookshelf. The glue and sawdust paste is a game changer, and I really encourage you guys to try this method if you are trying to fill in gaps and holes of different things that you're creating. It really helps make things look very seamless. Now it's on to attaching the other side of the bookshelf. It's the same process, so adding glue, adding brad nails, adding more glue, and glue and sawdust paste in between the crevices to make things look seamless. After that, we're on to attaching the rod to the bookshelf. As you see, I'm attaching glue to the inset space for the rod. From there, we insert the rod and make sure that we're moving the rod around so the glue can get all into the wood. And make sure this thing is sturdy and not moving. After that, we're just wiping off all the excess so it's not too much glue and not too much sanding that we have to do after. Now it's time to apply the back to this bookshelf. As you see, the back of the bookshelf is a lot thinner than the sides and the bottom. It was just our personal choice to decide to do it that way. You can add a thicker piece if you want, but for us, this is what we wanted to do. So the next step is to add glue and then add your back piece to the shelf. What we did is to add brad nails to make it more secure. And in that process of adding brad nails, a nail went through, okay? And I took the nail out, but a piece of wood came off. So what I did was use the same sawdust and glue method and put that in the gap and hole that I created, and it was just like new. After assembling the first shelf, now it's on to do the same process 3 more times. So enjoy the process. Here is the final version of the shelves. We made 3 of them, so here's one of them. Got the dowel rod, sides, back, top, all that, or back, sides, bottom, all that good stuff. So yeah, this is what the shelves look like. I think my wife is going to whitewash these, or we're going to polyurethane it. Don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. So yeah, let's see what she does in the next step.
After sanding and wiping off all the dust, I applied the same whitewash stain that we use for our daughter's bed frame. Now we're ready to start the process of getting these up on the wall. First, we drew the design and pre-drilled holes into each bookshelf to make the way for the construction screws. We found the studs and located the center of the design and marked both off on each shelf. And then we painted over it. Well, we didn't paint over all of it. We kept the center of the design to help us align the shelves onto the wall. The reason we didn't want to put the shelves up first is because we didn't want to paint around the shelves and felt like it would be a lot less work doing it this way. Just a tip for creating the arch, we stuck a nail into the center of the design and attached a string and pencil to draw the top of the design. From there, we went about finishing up painting the design, and it was turning out way better than what we thought. Now it's time to attach these shelves to the wall. We added a screw to one side of the bookshelf, and then we leveled out each bookshelf before attaching the final screw.
And from there, it was just rinse and repeat. We're just making sure that each shelf was spaced out properly and that it was lining up with the center of the design, and making sure that it was all level and stuff. As we finished up with the last 2 shelves, space was getting definitely limited, and I wasn't going to ask my pregnant wife to get on her back and to hold these shelves up. So I had to do what I gotta do. I'd use the leg method to help lift these shelves up and just get creative. At the end of the day, that's what you have to do. You got to do what you got to do to get things done. And thank goodness to my wife and my daughter for helping me in this process. Goodness. Wow. We out here.
Go Zoo! Go Zoo!
We finally made it to the point for our daughter to add her favorite books to her brand new bookshelf. We've come a long way in this bedroom makeover series, and getting to this point, I am so proud and so happy that us as a family, that we can do this together. And I think this is why I enjoy doing these bedroom renovations and makeovers and series, is because we can create something as a family and create something that's lasting and do it as a family. So make sure you guys stay tuned for the next part of our daughter's bedroom makeover series. So make sure you like and subscribe, hit that notification bell, and comment in the comment section. And until next time, we will see you in the next video.